Hey guys, welcome to another episode of ENTLynx Movies Podcast, where we talk mostly about movies, occasionally about TV shows, once in a while video games when Shane and I decide to play them, and anything else we find entertaining. My name's English Dave. I'm here with my co-host Shane. What's up, Shane?
What up? How's it going?
I'm great. How have you been?
Good.
How's your week?
It's not been bad. I'm working on a lot of stuff.
Yeah?
We've been getting things together.
Interesting stuff?
Yeah.
Watch this space, guys. Shane has some interesting stuff coming. We also have Ari, who's back once again.
I'm back.
Trying to get her co-host status.
Trying really hard.
How's your week been?
It's been slow and steady.
Yeah.
Uneventful.
That usually wins the race. That's the way it goes. Slow and steady. First, we're going to go into the box office. This week, two new movies came in, Ghostbusters and The Infiltrator. Shane and I saw Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Quickly, Shane, what did you think?
I thought it was great.
Yeah, you
I
enjoyed
really
it?
liked it, yep.
And you watched the original movies before, and how does it compare? Do you think fanboys should be going crazy that their childhood has been destroyed?
It's two different movies. For me, it's not even close to the same. It does have the funny, the ghost, and all the main elements, but I think it's a different vibe in both movies.
I enjoyed it as well. My spoiler-free review is on our YouTube page, youtube.com/ENTLynx. I think it's a movie that you should watch, not necessarily rush to watch. Even if you want to wait till Netflix, you could, but it's a fun time in theaters. But that came in at number 2 with $46 million opening weekend on a budget of $144 million. Hopefully it'll have legs because it is director Paul Feig. It's his highest grossing movie. He did The Heat and Spy, and usually his movies have legs over time, so maybe this will have legs over time. But number 1 was Secret Life of Pets once again, second weekend earning $50 million, helping it cross the $200 million total mark. This movie is doing really well. We said we wanted to see it. Did we say we wanted to see it?
Secret Life of Pets? Yeah,
pets. Because you guys are animal fans, right? You guys have pets.
Kind of. Dogs, only dogs.
Yeah, dogs.
That's all I care about.
And number 3, Shane, can you believe Tarzan is still doing well? $11 million for a total of $100 million.
Yes, Eric Northman. Come on, vampires unite. So great.
We also had Shane and I also saw Tarzan. Our review is also on our YouTube page, youtube.com/ENTLynx. We thought it was movie. If you're a fan of Tarzan, I guess you like it. So I guess a lot of Tarzan fans are still out there.
Do we know what the demographic of
I have no idea.
the people who are watching this movie
I don't even know
are like
targeting us all.
are like new moms, like taking moms and dads taking their kids,
Why do new moms like Tarzan? I feel like Tarzan.
Because moms
or
would
mom
like the
families in
Tarzan.
general.
Like in a weekend when Finding Dory and Secret Life of Pets is out, Tarzan's still doing well.
Yeah.
I feel like that's older generation then watching it.
Yeah.
Like the oldies,
Also
15
too.
above, who kind of relate to Tarzan.
Yeah.
It's not my generation doesn't care about Tarzan
Yeah.
one bit. I asked all my friends, nobody cared about it when I watched it. Nobody.
So it is the older.
I think it's the older crowd.
Okay.
I think it's one of the only few movies that actually caters to them because you got Secret Life of Pets, Ghostbusters, Tarzan's number 3, Finding Dory is number 4, but still doing great. It's cost $445 million total. You've got Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates at number 5, The Purge Election Year at number 6, Central Intelligence at number 7. Another new entry, The Infiltrator. That's with Bryan Cranston. I want to see that.
Just came out, right?
Yeah, it just came out, but that came in at number 8 with $5.2 million.
What was the reviews for this?
I haven't read any reviews yet for this. It's Bryan Cranston. I feel like you could enjoy it, but the most I've actually seen for this movie, have you seen the poster going around that someone photoshopped of him as Stan Lee? Using the poster.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
That's so cool. Actually, he'd be a great Stan Lee, and I feel like
You would.
that poster has been going around more than the actual movie poster
movie, right?
itself. And number 9, the BFG, and number 10, Independence Day Resurgence, and that's the box office weekend. Next week you got Star Trek coming out, so that's going to shift things up a bit. I'm hearing good things.
Yeah, but I'm kind of sad because we're doing the review.
Yeah.
So like I have to go through all the footage that we possibly can have to make up the video.
That's
And I'm
true.
like, it's probably gonna spoil a bunch of things for the movie.
Probably.
But it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna rewatch all the previous J.J. Abrams reboot movies.
Yeah,
so
mine
that's
too.
fresh in my brain. But yeah, that comes out this weekend. We're going to go straight into the news, guys. First piece of news. This past weekend was Star Wars Celebration, which is held annually. This year was held in Europe. Lots of Star Wars news came out, but one of the standout pieces of news was something that we kind of already knew for a couple of months, but this has been made official. Phil Lord and Chris Miller's Han Solo movie has been cast. Han Solo has been found. Alden Ehrenreich will be playing young Han Solo. He's a 26-year-old actor. Have you guys heard of him?
Nope.
Well, I only saw him in, what's the movie called?
That's not true.
Coen Brothers movie that just came out.
Hail Caesar.
Hail Caesar,
Did you see that?
Yeah,
What did you think of that movie?
Didn't like it.
Didn't like it?
I thought it was interesting for what it was trying to do, but it didn't get me as a good one.
Have you seen Hail Caesar,
Mm-mm.
Ari?
I
Have you
haven't.
seen Beautiful Creatures?
No.
Apparently, Alden Ehrenreich is good in that.
Is that the one with the kid?
I have no idea. I haven't seen it. But I hear it's a good movie and he had a standout role in that. He's kind of one of those actors that he's been around. In fact, he was discovered by Steven Spielberg at a bar mitzvah. So one of his friend's bar mitzvahs, which Steven Spielberg happened to be at, he recorded a video, like a funny video for it. Spielberg loved it, spoke to him. Blah, blah, blah. Things happened. He was in a Francis Ford Coppola movie. Then he was in a Coen Brothers movie. And now he's Han Solo.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of funny. Because Harrison Ford has a similar story for how he became.
Yeah, he was a carpenter on
Something
set.
like that, super random, right?
Yeah, so I kind of like how this kid becomes the new young Han Solo in a similar fashion. The movie is directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller. If you don't know who they are, they directed 21 Jump Street, Lego Movie, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, which sounds kind of weird for a Han Solo movie.
But they're all really good at comedy.
Yes.
Like,
very good at comedy.
Disney is so good at just choosing directors.
And I think they're those directors who they can adapt to what the content needs.
Yeah.
You know, because like 21 Jump Street is very different to Lego Movie.
Yeah.
But both movies are very good.
Yeah.
And even Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and they are writing the Sony's animated Spider-Man movie as well.
Oh, they are.
Which I think is very interesting. They at one point were supposed to do the Flash movie, which I think would have been great.
Yeah. Flash usually like a funny character.
Yeah,
in terms of like in
Flash,
Justice League, he's like the funny guy. Or something.
Flash is. I mean, there's been different versions of the Flash.
Yeah.
But some versions, like Barry Allen, they have more humor.
Okay.
And even in the new movies, the Justice League movies, they've said that he's going to bring more humor.
Okay.
People that saw early clips with him and Ezra Miller and Ben Affleck's Batman, they said it felt like Tony Stark and Spider-Man, that scene in Civil War. But going back to Han Solo movie, this movie is going to start filming either late January or early February of next year with the release of 2018. If you guys don't know, it's kind of like Rogue One. In between the numerical Star Wars movies like Episode 7, Episode 8, you're going to get Star Wars story movies to kind of expand on the kind of Star Wars lore. So this year we have Rogue One, the next year you have a numerical movie, Episode 8, then the year after that we have Han Solo movie. You know, so every year we're going to get a Star Wars movie of some kind, which is kind of exciting. I love that because they're also going to be, yes, they're Star Wars, but they're going to be totally different. So it won't always feel like you're getting the same movie.
Yeah. Because if you're having all the numerical movies one after the other, it's just going to be, you're going to get tired.
Yeah, exactly. So we're having like Rogue One, it's more like a spy, military kind of thriller type movie. And then you've got Han Solo movie, which probably have a different feel, you know, kind of like funny. A bounty hunter, kind of funny type movie. And I'm excited for that. You know, you're going to get all kinds of actors in this.
You know, Star Wars has always had like a comedy aspect to it. But I wonder if they're going to implement that in Rogue One. Is it still going to be
I think Rogue One will have
a
touch of
like
comedy.
It's Han Solo.
Oh no, it's not Rogue One.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah, Rogue One. I think Rogue One, it'll have a darker tone. And it won't be as like fantasy adventure as the other Star Wars movies. But I don't think it'll be dark just to be dark. You know, it'll just be dark by comparison, I feel.
Because it was supposed to be a war movie. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's like a war movie. But you're not going to be seeing like blood and all that crazy stuff. Yeah. But I think it will be more intense. Yeah. Next piece of news: are you guys playing Pokemon Go? Are you playing Pokemon Go?
I am, but not like religiously.
Not religiously. There's a religious way to play it.
It's like what I remember when I see people playing, and then I'm like, oh, that's right, I have that game. Let me play.
What level are you on?
I'm still in the training portion where I only have like 4 Pokemon.
Shane, you play
That
Pokemon
is how often I play.
No, I started at and stopped.
Were you a fan of Pokemon growing up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge fan of Pokemon.
So why'd you stop? Is it just you can't
Just
bother to walk around?
first of all, I have a crappy phone. Every time I catch a Pokemon, it just freezes right there, and I just don't walk that much. I don't like getting out of the house.
It's supposed to encourage you to walk.
It's supposed to, but I like doing it with people. So me and Tiago did it the first time. Me and my friend Tiago. And then after, he was doing it every time on the way to work. So he caught like 50 Pokemon. Then I had like 5. And I'm like, all right,
so you
I don't want to do this
challenge.
I don't want to do this anymore.
But I played
Shout
a
out
little
to
bit.
Tiago.
What's up, too? I played a bit as well. I'm only on like level 8. But it's good. My lady and I went on like a little Pokemon safari in the park the other day.
Yeah.
Pretty cool for that. I like...
They're so nerdy.
I like kind of what it's doing. Because I hear what you're saying as well. That's why I'm only on level 8 because I can't be bothered to do as much walking around as it requires, or I forget sometimes when I go my runs. But I like what it's doing in the communities and around the world in terms of getting people together, and in a time where, not to get political, but in a time where we only get together when tragedy happens. Yeah. It's good to see people coming together for something fun, and that gets you out there. And not just for Pokemon Go. For me personally, I'm a techno nerd. I'm a nerd for technology. I'm a person that says technology can get us doing things. It doesn't have to make us sit at home doing nothing. It depends on how we implement it. I think Pokemon Go is an example that shows us that we do want to get out there. You just have to give us the right thing to get us out there. Yeah. But speaking about Pokemon Go, because it's going to be a movie based on Pokemon. I don't know if it's based on Pokemon Go.
Is it a Pokemon movie or a Pokemon Go?
Movie. I think it's a Pokemon movie. And before you guys say there's been a Pokemon movie, yes, there's been like I think
a bunch.
11 or 12 or 100 Pokemon animated movies, but there's never been a live action movie. Legendary Pictures, the company behind the Dark Knight trilogy and recently Warcraft, they're close to securing a deal, according to website Deadline, of doing a live action Pokemon movie. But before you say they're trying to get a cash grab, yes, they may be trying to get a cash grab, but they've been trying to get this cash grab for a while now, before Pokemon Go was a thing. Pokemon has been a successful franchise since the 90s. Yes, Pokemon Go kind of gave it kind of like an injection boost to kind of be relevant again, and I guess that's why this news is coming back. Maybe they're using this resurgence to tell their investors that maybe this is a good idea to make this movie. However, they have competition because apparently Sony and Warner Brothers are trying to get this as well. So Pokemon is that big that studios are fighting over it. What do you guys think about that? You want to see a Pokemon live action movie? Do you think it can work?
Yeah.
100%.
I think it could work.
Yeah.
I feel like I would still like to see it as an animation though.
Yeah.
Just for nostalgia,
I'm curious though, live action, okay, visually, how do you portray the Pokemon? Because then it's like, yeah, it's live action, but
it's still an animation.
Will they look like colorful animated creatures?
No, I
or
think
they
they would
look like
need to be
realistic colors?
redesigned completely. They would
And
need to
would
be
it look scarier,
badass. Not scarier, but like a fully evolved Pokemon should be more scary than like the little Pokemon.
But that's the thing. Do you make Pokemon scary now?
Not scary, but
the
more.
audience?
How do you say that? What's the word?
Lifelike?
Because like one of the,
imposing, like.
Because like think of a realistic looking like Charizard.
Yeah.
It doesn't look cute.
Right.
He's gonna look super like a real scary dragon. Or do you make it detailed like a Game of Thrones dragon, or do you still have that cute?
Oh no, not super detailed. Not Game of Thrones like dragon, but it has to be a way where people are actually threatened.
Yeah.
Like if you're walking down the street and a Charizard is just chilling somewhere, you're not gonna just approach it and try to.
But here's my thing. I'm talking about like from a visual aesthetic, right? Is it gonna look like Roger Rabbit?
Oh no.
In terms of like the humans and the Pokemon, will they feel like they live in the same world because of the colors used? Because a lot of these Pokemon are brightly lit, Pikachu's yellow. But when you make him realistic, do you tone down that yellow? Because no animal in real life is that yellow. Because,
I don't think you
know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
You see where I'm going with this? Like, will it look weird that the humans and the Pokemon, will they fit together? Because these creatures are so like, you know what I'm saying? Like, would it look weird?
It would look weird, but there's definitely a right way, like a little balance that you have to strive towards. But I think
I'm trying to think of an example that's done that recently, because
Well, when we saw the BFG, my one complaint was like the difference between how animated the giant looked and then there was humans playing characters. So it was just like such a huge difference
Yeah.
because it was so not believable that
Yeah.
he was an actual giant. I
Because
feel
it
like
was CGI.
it was super CGI. Like there was nothing
Because it's
human-like about him at all.
Yeah, because like the human characters in Pokemon, they have their own stylized design that kind of fits with the Pokemon. But when you take it to the real world now, the humans will look like us.
Yeah.
You know, that's I feel it's weird. It's like Scooby Doo, for example. The live action Scooby Doo still looks like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Because you make that dog look real, it's not the same.
Yeah.
But to look
Right.
like Scooby Doo, it looks like a cartoon in the real world.
I mean, I guess we just have to wait and see.
That's why I'm
what
curious
they
about
do.
Pokemon. Will they look like cartoons in our world? You know, when was the last time a cartoon with characters that weren't humanoid was successfully transitioned to live action?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
Something you think of recently.
I can't think of anything right now. The closest thing I can think of is
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles too. There's that, but then some people complain they look too CGI. You know,
They do, but I think they kind of hit the right mark with Ninja
and
Turtles.
Ninja Turtles works because of the colors. You can in real life to make it realistic. You kind of tone down the green. It's not so bright on their skin, and we have references for that. Whereas some Pokemon, it's just they're so crazy out there, like some of the rock ones and the fire ones and things like that. Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know how it would work, but we'll see how that happens. Next piece of news: Star Trek news. Star Trek comes out. The third film comes out this week, but there's already talk of a fourth film. Alright, do you remember seeing the first one? J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movie?
No.
You don't remember seeing it? I'm sure you've seen it, just don't remember seeing it.
I'm sure I saw it.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything that happened in it.
Shane, do you remember the movie?
Yes, I do remember.
I think the opening to the J.J. Abrams movie was one of my favorite openings to a movie, period.
Oh, Thor.
Oh, wow.
Yes. This is pre-Chris Hemsworth's Thor. The movie opens with Captain James T. Kirk's father saving his crew while dying and while his son is being born. It's one of the strongest openings I've seen in a movie, and especially for a Star Trek movie. And that scene was only about a minute long, and it was one of the best scenes in the movie. But Star Trek rumors for Star Trek number 4 is saying that we're going to see him again. J.J. Abrams was talking to Access Hollywood's Scott Mantz, and apparently said that the next movie is going to see both of them together. He didn't explain how, which is interesting. Like I said, the father did die in the original movie, but the Star Trek franchise has introduced time travel. So my two theories are, we're either going to see James T. Kirk travel to the past, or Father Kirk travel to the future. Either way, it's going to be a father-son story because James T. Kirk didn't know his father. His father died while his mother was giving birth to him. You guys may not be as big Star Trek fans, but this could be an interesting thing if you are a Star Trek fan. But what do you think, Ari?
What if it's not done through time travel? What if it's done as a memory? Have we considered that, or is for certain that it's going to be?
I mean, we have no idea. He said that the movie will feature both father and son. It could be like almost like a guide, almost like remember Man of Steel when they brought Jor-El back as a holograph. Maybe it could be some kind of holographic technology that could work.
Yeah.
It is the
That
future.
could work, but I feel it's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Is it not as powerful as if the father was there, like flesh, blood and flesh, you know? Flesh and blood, how do you say that?
Flesh and blood.
Blood and flesh.
Well, I mean, Star Trek does have hologram technology, like in the holodecks. Maybe you could do a thing where it's a future where the memories of somebody is kept on a chip, and yes, flesh and blood isn't there, but maybe that could add to the pain of like, this is the closest thing I can add to my father. And this still isn't good enough.
Yeah.
You know, but this is the best I have. But I mean, if I was betting, I would say time travel, and I would say we go to the past because it can help us show a side of the Federation. A side of the Federation we haven't seen in this modern universe yet. So like how certain things began and started in the original, older things. I forget in this universe how long Starfleet's been doing this, traveling the universe and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think his father was the first, but maybe was one of the first to introduce some new thing into the universe. Whatever.
Yeah.
But we'll find out about this with Star Trek Beyond coming out this weekend. I'm sure if it does well, and I'm hearing good things, we will hear about news about a sequel very soon. And that's it for the news this week. Tune in next week for this week's news that we find interesting. Now we're going to go into trailer time. We have a couple of cool trailers out this week. First one, like we said earlier on, it was Star Wars Celebration. So of course we had a trailer, well, a sort of teaser behind the scenes trailer for Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. You guys saw that trailer, right?
Yes.
What do you guys think? Shane, you're a Star Wars guy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of this trailer?
It was great.
Yeah.
Showed everything I wanted to see about the movie. I don't even need a second trailer. I'm good.
I think a lot of people, especially Star Wars fans, even after seeing the official first trailer for Rogue One, still kind of had this apprehension of like, will it deliver?
Yeah.
And I think this trailer kind of alleviates some of those fears. You know, tell you, okay, at the very least, I have a feeling that this trailer kind of made me realize that it's in good hands with Chris Evans. You know, his intentions, at least, in the right place. However it turns out, right now I feel good. Ari, what do you think?
I'm really excited about it, especially because Diego Luna is in it. And he's Latino. He's representing for us.
Nice.
Yes.
Star Wars universe also has Latino characters in it too.
I'm
I
so
like that.
excited.
Ben Mendelsohn plays
Oh my
her
god!
father.
Like, no.
Isn't it Ben Mendelsohn that plays the father? Oh no, he plays the villain. Yes, Ben Mendelsohn plays the villain.
Yeah, he plays the villain.
Yeah, he plays the villain.
Mads Mikkelsen, the guy from Hannibal.
Yeah,
TV
plays
show.
the father.
He plays the father.
Donnie Yen from Ip Man, he's in it too. I'm
Yep,
excited.
he
for
seems
that.
awesome, but apparently he doesn't. No, he's blind.
Yeah,
he probably won't speak that much. He's probably going to be one of those silent characters.
Which I kind of like. He's like this silent blind ninja.
Yeah, and just powerful as hell.
And apparently he trains in the ways of the Force, even though he's not Force sensitive. One thing I found interesting, I was watching the Star Wars Celebration event. The way they spoke about Mads Mikkelsen's character. His character, he's the father of Felicity Jones' character, who created the Death Star, you know, the Empire's greatest weapon. What I found interesting was it alluded to the point that maybe this wasn't created as a weapon. Mm-hmm. Because at first I was wondering, you know, like, if he's a good person, why is he creating this Death Star?
Yeah.
But I got the feeling that he didn't name it the Death Star, and B, it was created for some other purpose.
Yeah, that's like
for something that was good.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Empire repurposed it for something bad. Kind of like, you know, the atomic bomb, you know, nuclear energy. It was supposed to be something good, which I kind of like. Yeah, and maybe the daughter now is kind of redeeming her father.
Cleaning up his mess.
Yeah, exactly. Which I kind of like. Again, this movie comes out December 16th, directed by Gareth Edwards.
Wait, I hope we get a screening of this like 2 months.
Next trailer we saw was a movie called La La Land, written and directed by Academy Award nominee Damien Chazelle. La La Land tells the story of Mia, played by Emma Stone, an aspiring actress, and Sebastian, Ryan Gosling, a dedicated jazz musician who is struggling to make ends meet in a city known for crushing hopes and breaking hearts. Set in modern-day Los Angeles, the original musical about everyday life explores the joy and pain of pursuing your dreams. This is a musical from the director of Whiplash. Did you see Whiplash, Shane?
Yes, great movie.
Alright, you didn't see Whiplash, did you?
I didn't see it, no.
Fantastic movie.
But I'm going to.
Which is really Whiplash.
Someone just referenced it to me yesterday.
So you must see it.
So now I must.
What do you think about this movie, Shane?
Pretty sure it's gonna be the same like tone as Whiplash, just gradually getting more serious and more kind of hardcore. J.K. Simmons is in there too, but I thought the trailer was amazing. It just didn't really show anything. It just showed things. It didn't really explain anything.
Yeah,
I liked that about it.
Yeah, you just got the tone of how
it kind of left you wanting to know what the movie was about.
Mm-hmm. And I wonder how musical it is. I mean, it's labeled as a comedy drama musical. I mean, is it going to be musical all the way through? Are we going to have moments of it?
I mean, there was Ryan Gosling singing in the trailer.
Yeah, in the trailer. So,
probably.
Apparently, you can sing too, ladies.
Hmm?
What I also like, I like the visuals. There were a lot of like almost like dreamlike fantasy type visuals and like animated stuff. I wonder what context that is in the movie. Like, are they going to just jump into it and just be like, it's a musical, whatever, things happen, or is that like a dream sequence? Whatever. I'm interested in watching it, but it's gonna have to wait till after I see Rogue One. Sorry, but in a way, it kind of feels like a more of a holiday movie than Rogue One. You know, because of the music and all that stuff coming out in December. It has more of a holiday feel.
For us, Rogue One is like holiday.
Yeah.
It's like it's like Christmas gift.
Next trailer we saw A Monster Calls, a visually spectacular drama from acclaimed director Juan Antonio Bayona. He did The Impossible, based on the award-winning children's fantasy novel. 12-year-old Connor attempts to deal with his mother's illness and the bullying of his classmates by escaping into a fantastical world of monsters and fairy tales that explore courage, loss, and faith. This stars Felicity Jones as his mother. She's also from Star Wars, so she's got a couple of movies this year. This movie comes out October 21st. What do you guys think about this?
I think it's gonna be really good and really emotional. I'm pretty sure people are gonna cry at the end.
Oh, it looks like one of those.
Yeah.
I wonder what the book is like.
Tearjerker for sure.
But this is weird because
it's hard.
It's a children's fantasy novel. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of age things up with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it feels like the movies almost has like an older audience in mind, not necessarily children.
Yeah, it deals with much stronger and
Yeah.
bigger themes, but it does have. It's gonna take like the children.
It almost reminds you of like Up for teenagers. In terms of, you know, like in the sense of like using these kind of fantastical worlds to kind of help children go through trauma.
Uh-huh.
You know, and Ari, what do you think? You were saying something about this movie, comparing it to another movie with a child.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, just the trailer alone is what I wanted the BFG to be.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie had like no climax at all.
Okay.
So just from watching the trailer, I was like, this is what I was expecting from this other movie. So I'll watch it.
And I think from the trailer for A Monster Called, you felt the connection between the kid and the monster really instantly. And I think that's what you felt was missing from BFG.
Right.
That connection wasn't the same.
It was not.
I'm looking forward to this. Liam Neeson does the voice of the monster. Like I said, Felicity Jones from Rogue One plays the boy's mother. Sigourney Weaver's in it, and also Toby Kebbell. I'm looking forward to that. October 21st. I'll watch that. Next movie. This is my favorite kind of trailer and movie I'm most looking forward to in terms of this week's trailers. The Magnificent Seven. Desperate townspeople hire 7 mercenaries to battle a ruthless industrialist in the Old West. There was a movie called Magnificent Seven. Came out, I think, in the 70s. It was also a Western. But that was in of itself based on Seven Samurai by Akira Kurosawa. He's a famous Japanese filmmaker. What do you think of this, Shane? Have you seen the original movie?
I tried so hard to have one day where I could sit down and watch like a 3.5 hour movie, but I just didn't. The stars never aligned for me to actually do it. Because I want to have the perfect circumstance where I sit down, there's no distractions.
Yeah.
And go through the entire film. But that didn't happen yet. So, no.
But what do you think of this trailer?
It looked good. I mean, a bunch of good actors.
I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt.
It's the Wild Wild West version of Training Day because Denzel is in it, so is Ethan Hawke. We got Chris Pratt probably gonna fight some dinosaurs in there. It's gonna be so great.
Saving the Galaxy.
Yes, I'm so here
You
for
mentioned
it.
Training Day. It is from the same director as Training Day, Antoine Fuqua. And have you seen what's that movie he did with Denzel? The other one. It starts with E.
Equalizer.
Yeah, The Equalizer. Yes.
Oh.
Was that really good?
That was really good.
Really?
Like, really good. Yeah.
You're kidding me.
No, not even
I
kidding.
thought it was like a...
So
Oh, Antoine's a brother?
Yeah.
Yes!
With a name like Antoine, what do you think?
I thought he was French.
Okay,
Antoine.
Yeah, true.
This is true. This is true. It does sound. Yes, Antoine Fuqua.
Yes, my black people. Let's do it.
African American director. You see, everyone's always talking about Tyler Perry. This no, you know, there's a lot better
God, don't even get
African American
started on Tyler
At least
directors.
Shooter. Shooter's good.
The Shooter was great.
He did Olympus Has Fallen. You know what? I actually liked Olympus Has Fallen.
I enjoyed Olympus Has Fallen and enjoyed London Has Fallen.
London
as
Has
well.
Fallen, not as much. But
Not as
Olympus
much.
Has Fallen.
I feel like Olympus Has Fallen, that franchise, if done well, could be the modern day Die Hard, because that's
Yeah.
what the modern Die Hard should have been, kind of thing. But yeah, Magnificent Seven. It does star Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, Vincent D'Onofrio. I can't pronounce some of the other guys' names. Young Hong Lee. He's a Chinese actor, and Peter Sarsgaard. I'm actually excited for this. I used to like westerns as a kid. I like this western. I like this kind of idea of kind of reimagining westerns. This looks like a fun movie. I can't wait to see it. September 23rd, 2016. Another trailer we saw. You're a Star Wars fan, are you, Shane? But you're not watching Star Wars Rebels. What kind of fan are you?
I am not.
Whatever, you call yourself a fan.
I've never
Get outta
been
here.
attached like
Get
the
outta here.
animated
Get out of
series.
here.
So while we're
Get
on
outta
the
here.
subject,
Get out of
I
here.
have a confession to make.
yes.
I haven't finished Star Wars Rebels either.
Yeah, that's fine. He's a Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
I can ask him
right.
Star Wars questions that he would know that you would have no clue on. So he
Midichlorians.
should watch it. Exactly. Like for me, Star Wars Rebels. Okay, if you guys don't know, Star Wars Rebels is kind of set at a time way before A New Hope. Well, not way before A New Hope, a couple of years before A New Hope. And it's about how the rebels themselves, and after the Clone Wars. So it's set after the Clone Wars, before A New Hope. And it's about how the rebels came to be. How this group of thieves got together and then inspired other people, and suddenly the Rebel Alliance grew. I think it's one of the best kind of era of Star Wars, because it really shows what people had to do when there's no Jedi, there's no help, and you really have to take up arms by yourself.
Yeah.
And in a world that's telling you that they'll just sit down, shut up, and be quiet, and let the bad guys rule everything, those who stand up and fight against that—that's what they focus on. And I love that aspect of Star Wars, because it's really another side without the like, you don't have the help of the Jedi, you know. But you do see some Jedi and Sith in it. It does focus a couple of Jedi. One Jedi, Kanan, who played by Freddie Prinze Jr. Interesting enough, he plays a very good character. He plays Kanan, who was trained. He was a little kid when the Clone Wars happened, and his master got killed, and he went into hiding and kind of threw away his Jedi ways. And then suddenly he meets this boy who's sensitive in the Force, and he has to train this boy, but he's untrained himself.
Yeah.
So through the boy, he kind of has to remind himself why he took up the mantle of Jedi.
Okay.
It's really interesting, but we saw the trailer for season 3. Does this trailer make you want to watch the series, Shane? I mean, it's very out of context because it's a season 3 trailer.
I mean, the trailer was kind of all over the place. It showed so much.
Yeah.
So
it was a
much
season trailer.
Yeah, so...
And I think it spoils if you haven't seen season 1.
No, I don't seem excited about
But-
this at all.
See, like,
Okay,
first of all...
what didn't you like?
What is that's bothering you?
No, first of
about?
all, it's hard for me to watch shows in general.
Yeah.
Like, I don't watch shows.
Except
And
for...
the fact that it's only like 3
Stranger
seasons,
Things.
and then there's like 5 seasons of Clone Wars. It's like, I don't want to go through all this. But maybe. I'm not saying no.
Speaking of watching shows,
Why don't you just tell him what happens?
I'll just tell you. Wait, are you bothered by seeing people like Darth Maul?
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. I don't want to see him. Like, I'd rather see other characters.
I'll tell you this.
Characters.
Having seen all the seasons so far and how they reintroduced Darth Maul, it makes sense.
Okay.
How and why Darth Maul is still alive.
Yeah.
It actually makes a lot of sense, and it's some of the best episodes. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
I agree. I mean, for this particular trailer, a lot of things aren't going to make sense to you because it's a season 3 trailer, so you don't have the context of 1 and 2.
Yeah, because I was like, Darth Maul, what is he doing?
Exactly. But I was going to ask you, how's your Avatar binge going?
It's going good. I'm nearly finished with season 2.
Yeah. What do you think so far?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I actually really love it.
Yes.
I really love it.
I like to make it a point to be great at introducing TV shows and movies to my friends. I always go based on what I think they would like. I need he likes anime, but he never watched Avatar.
I used to watch Avatar back when no one thought it was cool.
Nice.
Because Avatar always looked like a kids show that was just kids watching it. It never looked like it had so much depth to it, which it does.
Yeah,
I'm
it
like
does.
surprised when I'm watching it.
So many
this
layers.
is actually going on right now. They're talking about like women rights in the freaking Avatar movie. Like,
It's really good. If you haven't checked out Avatar: The Last Airbender and the
the movie,
sequel,
the show.
and the sequel Korra, Legend of Korra, check them both out. They're fantastic. Next, we go into our main event. As Star Trek's coming out this week. Star Trek was a TV show. Many don't know. You younger people out there don't realize that Star Trek was once a TV show that became a movie. It's going to be a TV show on CBS next year, which I'm excited for. In fact, more so than the movies. But it spawned, I think, like 11 or 12 movies, which is crazy, including the new ones. I'm including the new ones. But did you know, like I said, I wanted to focus on other TV shows that became movies, whether successful or not. The first one I have, Get Smart. This was a TV show that aired on CBS between 1965 and 1970. The movie starred Steve Carell and Anne Hathaway and came out in 2008. Did you guys see either and or the TV show movies?
No.
No? I didn't watch the TV show, but I did watch the movie. The TV show was actually created by Mel Brooks alongside Buck Henry, and it imagined James Bond, like a James Bond-esque spy, but mixed with Mel Brooks comedy. Do you guys know who Mel Brooks is? He did a lot of like old school comedic movies. Like I think he wrote what's it called? The Star Wars parody, Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Yeah, he did that.
Oh, Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so this
He
was
did History of the World. I remember buying this fucking Blu-ray for
exactly.
no reason. It just looked super random, so I bought it with my dad, and we watched it. It was the funniest thing I've seen.
Mel Brooks.
So,
The closest I can say to Mel Brooks is like he's like almost the American equivalent of something like Monty Python. kind of comedy.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
He's like the American equivalent of that.
Super in your face, super ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Like...
Have you seen Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Mel Brooks movie as well. And so this TV show and movie, Get Smart, it was based on like a Mel Brooks version of James Bond, poking fun of that, making fun of like the James Bond gadgets and all the silliness, but taking it even further. It was successful at its time. The movie was kind of okay. It's like a Netflix background movie. Next movie we have Charlie's Angels. The TV show aired from 1976 to 1981 on ABC, and they tried to revitalize it in 2011 as well, which failed. But in 2000 and 2003, there was a movie starring Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu, and in one of the movies Bill Murray was in it, and the other Bernie Mac.
R.I.P.
Have you guys seen the TV show and the movies?
I think I saw the TV show when it would air.
I mean, you probably saw reruns. It aired
The reruns. I mean,
you're not that old.
I mean, I'm not that old. Not that people born in that time are old.
But yeah.
But I saw reruns of it.
Yeah.
And so I knew what Charlie's Angels was when the movie came out.
I mean, the show was super successful in the 70s, and alongside Wonder Woman, it was one of the few shows that showed powerful, strong women. Mm-hmm. And I think it's one of those shows that even if you didn't watch it, you knew of it. Especially because you had stars like Farrah Fawcett, who was huge at the time. She was like a superstar at that time. So I never watched the show, but I knew about it. And everyone knows the iconic pose and all that kind of stuff. But I did see the movies. Did you guys see the movies?
Yeah, I did back in the day. I mean, I kind of forgot about them. But I remember I enjoyed them though.
Yeah. It was done by director McGee. And he does this kind of movies that they're fun for whatever they are. They didn't get to the iconic status as the TV shows once did. But I think they were fun for what they were. Next movie, Starsky and Hutch. It's almost around the same time, in the 70s. It aired from 1975 to 79 on ABC. And the movie's release date was 2004 with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. Directed by Todd Phillips, who did the Hangover movies. Do you guys remember this movie?
Yes.
Yeah, what did you think of the movie?
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
Did you watch the TV show?
I saw also reruns.
Reruns?
I have older siblings, so it was easy for me.
Did you really like it?
Yeah. We used to watch
watching. Did you not watch these shows, Shane?
Nope.
You're not American like me, so.
Before my time. And
if you don't know, Starsky and Hutch featured Detective David Michael Starsky and his laid-back partner Kenneth Hutchinson, who would solve cases on the streets of Bayville City, California, in their red Ford Gran Torino, the striped tomato. The car is one of the most iconic cars in like TV shows and movie history, but I feel like it's iconic, but outside of people who know the show, people will be able to point out that it's a famous car, but not necessarily where it's from. You know, I feel like the car, the look of it. Another show, Wayne's World, Party Time, excellent. Yeah. Is that what they said? Yeah, Wayne's World, that's a show that I caught reruns on. It actually aired on Saturday Night Live in the 80s. It wasn't its own show, it was kind of like a segment starring Mike Myers and Dana Carvey. And this is one of those few kind of TV shows to movies that was successful with the same cast. Usually a lot of these have a different cast because it's set. The movie came so long afterwards that you couldn't use the same cast or whatever. But at its height, Wayne's World was huge. Yeah. It was huge. It was everywhere. I mean, even in Europe, in the UK, where I grew up, it was a big staple of MTV at one point, and I remember everyone would shout out Wayne's World, Party Time, or whatever stuff. But I don't remember the movie that much. No, I really don't. Do you remember the movie? Shane, did you see the movie?
Oh my god.
I know I've seen it. I just don't remember.
This is going to sound terrible, but I'm confusing it with that movie with... In my head, I'm like, yes, I remember the movie. Bill and Ted with them.
I knew you'd think Bill and Ted, Keanu Reeves.
With Keanu Reeves, yeah.
In
my mind, you're saying Wayne's World, and I'm picturing a totally different...
It's because of the excellent part and similar kind of characters.
Sorry.
But Wayne's World came out in 1992 and gave Mike Myers a whole bunch of fame for a while before the Austin Powers movies came. Another movie we have, 21 Jump Street. The TV show aired from 1987 to 1991, and it starred Johnny Depp, turning him into a teen idol, but apparently he hated working on that.
I used to watch this show.
Yeah. Did you like Johnny
Jeanette
Depp?
and I, my sister, who's also English Dave's wife, we used to watch this in our PJs.
Did you love Johnny Depp? Were you like, oh my god, it's Johnny?
No, I don't think. I think I was still young enough that like boys were gross to me,
okay.
so I wasn't like, oh yeah, Johnny Depp. But then once I kept watching the reruns. Then I was like, ooh, who's that?
I
He's
didn't
cute.
know it was a
But
TV
it was
show.
too late because he was like old already by that time.
No, that's one of those TV shows I didn't know about. I didn't even know Johnny Depp came from it.
Really?
No, they didn't cross over like that into ENTLynx.
I still remember the intro.
I never watched it. I think my mom definitely watched it or something. But I saw random reruns about it. Never really cared until they rebooted it. And then I...
Yes, the movie came out in 2012 starring Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. Did you know it was co-written by Jonah Hill as well? Which is an interesting fact. Was their TV show, were they cops going to high school or was it just...
Yeah, I think that's why they were.
They were also cops as well?
Yeah.
Okay, and the movie, what I like about the movie, also written by and directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who were doing Han Solo movie, which is interesting. I like that. I love that both movies kind of poked fun at this kind of remake culture that we're all part of. You know, it was very tongue-in-cheek and very self-aware, the movie. I think that's one of the brilliance behind it. And I've never seen Channing Tatum so funny.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was hilarious. 'Cause I would admit, I was a hater. When he was in the house, I was like, this guy did comedy? What? This movie's going to be stupid. I watched the movie and it was stupid funny. It was really good. What do you think of the movie?
I loved it.
Both of them?
I saw both of them. They were both hilarious. I mean, I feel like the first one was a little bit funnier,
Yes.
but I was still like dying
And
laughing.
Are you interested in the fact that they're doing a 21 Jump Street Men in Black crossover?
Yes, but I really hope he's the one that directs it too.
I hope so too. And I think, I know that Tatum and Hill are going to be back. I'm not sure if Lord and Miller will be back directing, but it would be cool to see a cameo from Will Smith and or what's his name?
Probably. You could probably.
What's the other guy? Agent K?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones, yeah. It'd be cool. I know it won't feature them heavily, but it'd be cool to see a cameo. I mean, you can get Johnny Depp to cameo in 21 Jump Street.
Just like kind of walking in the office and they're just there, you know.
Exactly, in the background or something. Another one, the A-Team, the TV show aired from 1983 to 87, and it made B.A. Baracus, Mr. T, a household name. I watched reruns of this as a kid. I used to love this shit. It was stupid. I used to love it. The movie came out in 2010 starring Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper, Sharlto Copley, and MMA fighter Quentin Rampage Jackson. And you know what? I thought it was like a fun movie. It was fun for what it was. I mean, it couldn't be better because the TV show wasn't exactly the smartest thing ever. And I think in terms of translating the TV show, it did a good job. It was just fun for what it was.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
I think it's like a decent Netflix watch. Like, you put it on in the background because
Oh,
it's got
that's
enough
the
fun
queue.
action. Yeah, add it to the queue. It's a fun action movie. If you like the actors in it, I mean, it's not terrible, but I wouldn't say you must watch it, but you're not going to hate watching it. Another one, this is more on the successful side, Mission Impossible. And I think it's one of those movies that maybe younger viewers might not realize was a TV show. The success of the movies, it kind of almost overshadowed the TV show. I watched reruns of the TV show. It aired from 1966 to 73. And there's been, I think, 5 or 6 movies since 1996. All with Tom Cruise, all successful, and they're going to continue to be successful. What do you think of the franchise? Did you ever watch the TV show, Ari?
I didn't even know it was a show.
Well,
I am one of those young people who had no idea that was a show. So no, I didn't.
Shane, did you know it was a show, Shane?
Yeah, I did know it was a show, but I never actually watched
Yeah.
any of the episodes.
I used to love it because, and I used to prefer it over James Bond because I thought it was cool how it was about a team of spies working together. Each one has their role.
Yeah.
Yes, you have the lead character, but they still need help from the others. You know, it's not just them going out doing everything by themselves.
Yeah.
Another one we have, The Addams Family. It was a TV show aired from 1964 to 1966. There's probably been many animated shows as well. I think they did a reboot at one point. But there was a movie in 1991. Do you guys remember the movies? Or the animated shows or anything Addams Family related?
Remember the movies and the animated show, yeah.
Did Tim Burton do a movie? I feel like Tim Burton did
Was that
one of the
Tim
Addams Family movies. It feels like a Tim Burton style movie. Do you remember Addams Family, Ari?
I remember both. I remember the movies and the show.
Yeah. Did you like them? Do you like the Addams Family as
Yeah.
like a brand?
I
Would
did.
you like to see them come back?
No.
No?
Oh, definitely.
I think it's...
Yeah.
They should definitely reboot it.
I don't think so.
See, it's weird.
I feel like based on the movies at least, not necessarily just the show, but you're kind of already attached to some of the characters on there.
Yeah. Did you ever see this?
So I feel like if they reboot it and it's different people, I would feel like weird about it.
Well, I mean, Addams Family's been that kind of show that's been around so long that it's different people would play the different families. Like there was a black and white version way back when, and then movies and animated shows. Did you guys ever see Pushing Daisies?
I know about it, but I never watched it.
Like done by Brian Fuller. It has a kind of quirky tone to it, and I think if he did Addams Family with that kind of tone, it could work if you like fully embrace the tone of it. But that's all I've got on the list. There's a whole bunch of other movies that were based on TV shows, but what I had these guys do, kind of related to what we're doing now, is watch a movie that they haven't seen, because these guys, there's a lot of movies that they haven't seen yet. And one of the movies they haven't seen is a movie called Galaxy Quest. The reason I chose Galaxy Quest is because with Star Trek coming out this week, and this year being the 50th anniversary of Star Trek, Galaxy Quest is a great homage to Star Trek. So great, in fact, that this is a fun fact. At one point, it was rated the second best Star Trek movie. It's that
second best
out of like the 11 Star Trek movies.
Yeah.
By Star Trek fans, Galaxy Quest was rated as the second best Star Trek movie behind Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. That's how good Galaxy Quest is to Star Trek fans as a standalone movie. I think it's one of those movies that if you're a fan of Star Trek, you see all the inside jokes and kind of homage it pays. But if you're not, you still kind of enjoy it, because Star Trek's one of those franchises that it's big enough that even if you're not a fan, you understand little things. And the way Galaxy Quest works, you understand that, well, that could have been the plight of these TV actors. This could be their life and how they live, you know. But first, I have a list of Galaxy questions, which I'm calling it. These will be multiple choice questions, guys, so don't worry too much if you can't remember. First question, the name of the spaceship. Is it A, the NSEA Defender, the NCC Defender, the NCEA Guardian, or the NCEA Protector?
I didn't watch it.
Galaxy Quest, you didn't see it?
No, I told you.
Ah, dang, you didn't see it.
I thought you were doing it next week.
No, he didn't watch the movie. So I'm gonna ask Ari the questions then. So Shane,
like, how am I supposed to know?
Boo! Why are you doing this to me?
Next week.
Firstly, I'm gonna say Ari, what did you think of Galaxy Quest?
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, that was really good.
No idea what the name of the ship is, though.
If you were to guess, the Defender, the Guardian, or the Protector?
I'm like the first one or the third one.
Let's pick one.
Guardian.
Defender, Guardian, or Protector?
Defender.
Nope.
Was it
It
Protector?
was the NSEA Protector.
I had a feeling it was that one.
Next question. Which character says the following? Look, I have one job on this lousy ship. It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it, okay? Was it Alexander, Gwen, Tommy, or Fred?
Gwen.
Yes, Gwen played by...
Sojourner Weaver.
Yes, yes. Okay, fill in the blank. By Grabhar's blank, you shall be avenged. By Grabhar's sword, by Grabhar's arrow, by Grabhar's hammer, by Grabhar's knife, you shall be avenged.
Hammer.
Yes, by Grabhar's hammer, you shall be
I'm
avenged.
so excited now.
Correct. Whose arm was broken during the Saris first attack? Tommy, Alexander, Jason, or Fred? Whose arm was broken during the first Saris attack?
Fred.
Nope. Tommy, the black kid.
I knew it was Tommy.
Ah, shoot. Oh, he did break his arm, didn't he?
Yes. Who? You know, Guy played by what's his name? Sam Rockwell.
Who?
You know Sam Rockwell, the guy, the new crewmate.
Oh.
What was his last name? Guy Flugelman, Guy Williams, Guy Lombardo, or Guy Fleegman?
Fleegman.
Correct. Look at that. Last question. What does the Omega 13 device do?
It allows you to go back in time 13 seconds.
Correct.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
What's my prize? Since I'm the only participant.
Ari wins this week. Shane loses.
I have no idea. I thought it was next week, I swear to God.
Boo to Shane. But he has some fun facts about Galaxy Quest that you may not have known about. Tim Allen had a choice of either starring in Galaxy Quest or Bicentennial Man, which went to Robin Williams. Could you have seen him as Bicentennial Man? I think he made a great choice.
No, like not at all, actually.
I couldn't have seen him as that. I think he made a great choice doing Galaxy Quest instead. Also, Sam Rockwell improvised most of his lines.
I mean,
I mean, it makes sense though. Including.
he's kind of like the clown.
Yeah, he's kind of weird.
Okay.
On there, like he's like there by accident, and he's just like there. So it kind of makes sense that he would just, you know,
I just
improvise.
realized the actress playing what's her name?
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. I didn't even know that was her name. I always called her Ripley.
Ripley?
I forgot like that was even from Aliens. I thought her name was Ripley. Jesus. Because we were watching, spoiler, she shows up at one point, and I'm like, oh, Ripley.
And she's in her voice is in Finding Dory.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
She is.
But yeah, I have a couple of did you know facts. Like I said, Sam Rockwell improvised most of his lines. Did you know this is also Justin Lin's first ever movie role?
I did.
Justin Long,
he
not
looks
Justin Lin, Justin Long.
Yeah, he looks so adorable in it
And
too.
he looks so young.
He's like a young little dorky nerd.
And also, did you know?
He's in there?
Yeah, he's like a kid.
It's his first ever
It's like
role.
his first movie.
I thought it was before he was even born. Oh, it's 99. Actually, it's not that.
Yeah, it's an older movie. Yeah, did you know that the original cut for Galaxy Quest was actually R-rated due to a lot of violence and profanity? Profanity part I can actually imagine, and it had to be edited out to make it PG-13. In fact, there's a joke. If you go on the internet, you can find a clip. You know the clip where they're going through the crazy the crazy hallway. I don't want to go into it because Shane hasn't seen it yet. Sigourney Weaver, actually, in the movie, you hear, oh hell, or oh shit, whatever. But if you look at her mouth, she says, oh fuck. You know, things like that. So that's been edited out. It was R-rated because there's a lot of profanity in it. I want to see the R-rated versions. You know?
Right, I would love to see the R-rated
And it's a movie that would be interesting. That's it. Galaxy Quest, guys, check it out. That is my recommendation of the week in terms of movies. It's on Netflix. But now we're going to go through other recommendations. This week, three of us have been watching a Netflix show called
Stranger Things.
Are you going to tell people what that's about?
Oh my god, where do I begin? Because we don't really know yet. I've only seen 2 episodes.
What's the basic premise? Sell it to the audience listening. What's the basic premise?
It's very Goonies-like-ish. Should I not have said that?
No, that's.
Am I giving stuff away?
That doesn't give it away. Say it's Goonies. It does have. I mean, that's the tone. It
I get like a Goonies feeling.
There's like a Goonies,
when I'm
Super
watching.
8, E.T. vibe to it. It does have this 80s kind of sci-fi vibe, Spielberg, but that's intentional. It is set in the 80s. I think 82. It's set, and the title "Stranger Things" does kind of give you a clue. There's strange things happening in this town, and investigating it. It's kind of like an investigation going on. There's a missing boy, there's a found girl, and how do those two link to all crazy stuff happening? It's not a show full of crazy things happening, don't get me wrong, which is what I like.
But it's suspenseful enough
Yes.
that it keeps you engaged the
Yes.
entire time that you're watching.
I've seen the whole thing. I love it, highly recommended. But you guys both just started episode 2 and 3.
I just finished 3 before coming here.
Okay, without
I
spoiling.
haven't started 3 yet,
Yeah,
so
start
please do not.
I'll list
Don't want
this
to
and watch it.
watch 3, but I can't even say
can't
anything
spoil-
without
yeah,
even
we won't spoil anything. We will have another podcast where we will, once these guys are finished watching, where we're going to go into the show because it is really good. I like it
It's
a lot.
so good.
I love the actors, the child actors. I'm a huge fan of when you don't make child characters stupid. You know, I think a lot of movies make children seem like they're dumb, and I wasn't a dumb kid. There are dumb kids out there, but no, there's also a lot of smart kids.
I like that about that show too.
And it's not necessarily that they're smart kids; it's just natural reactions because they still act like kids, so they're not like too smart for children.
yeah,
But they're not
like
you don't patronize them for the script.
Right.
in episode 2 or 3. Actually, there might be 3 when they're thinking, all right, we're gonna go against this monster, whatever. We should use the slingshot.
Yeah.
The slingshot, and they go like try to find rocks to use. I'm like, this is a monster. There's no way.
Yeah,
kill
kids
freaking
trying to
slingshot.
go
Yeah.
use a slingshot.
You're giving things
It
away.
doesn't give anything away.
No, it's just saying that.
Well,
kids
now I know that you have to face the monster later.
no, they say they want to get
They
their,
want to.
to get their friend back. They
Don't
want
worry,
to.
it starts like
Whether or not they
as soon as
actually
episode
do
3
is
starts, they
different.
talk about this.
It is a great
Okay.
show. Don't worry, that's not a spoiler.
Okay. Well, now you all know that it's about a monster.
I mean,
But it's
supposed
more
to-
than
yeah.
that. It's more
It's
than
not
that.
really about a monster. There is a monster in it.
Plus, you see the monster. And it's like the first.
Yeah, the trailer.
first
The
20
trailer
seconds.
tells you there's a monster and there's a
First scene.
there's a girl with powers and there's a missing boy. But that's the whole point. It's like all these random things. How are they all
these
connected?
strange
Happening
things
in this small town. And it's one of those shows where, and I know the answer to this now, but when you're watching it, you're not quite sure. Is it a show where each season it's almost like American Horror Story, where it's different strange stories happening each season? Or is it one continuous story that season 2 same characters, or is it just one and done?
Oh, that's
type
interesting.
thing?
I hope it's like that.
I know the answer to it already, and I'm happy with it. I won't tell you what it is, and it's not necessarily what you think. That's all I'll say. It's a really good show. Winona Ryder is fantastic in it. I think this is kind of like, this could be kind of her way of coming back as an actress. A lot of people probably don't know that she was an actress back in the 80s and 90s, I want to say, but she still looks good.
She looks great.
I think she looks great. I think she could still play like a 30-year-old, and how old is she, like in her 40s now? Something like that.
Probably.
I'm not sure. But I like it. I like the fact that the episodes kind of move along at a good pace. It doesn't feel like it's dragging. A lot of shows tend to drag, and it's only 8 episodes, so it's like you watch it, you're satisfied. And
So you can binge it on Sunday night in your jammies.
I watch it in 2 days.
You know,
You probably finish it by tomorrow.
when you decide it's too hot out and you want to stay
3
inside.
episodes in, so there's another 8, so that's 5.
Yeah.
You have 5.
Yeah, and they're only
Probably
40
watch
minutes
another 3
each.
tonight.
Yeah.
You finish it tonight.
No, I'll probably watch like another 3 episodes at least tonight.
Whatever. Channel Texas guys, I finished it. But anything else you guys are watching, reading, or listening to you want to recommend?
I
Stranger
watched
Things taking over.
High Rise.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It was
Crazy good.
intensely crazy.
Yeah. Recommend it.
Yeah, definitely crazy good. Definitely recommend it if you're into that genre. That's just kind of, you're not sure what's going on. It just gives you a lot of imagery.
For those that don't know, what's High Rise? So does Ari. Ari has no idea what we're talking about.
High Rise is a movie
Zero.
with what's his name?
Loki.
What's the actor? Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston.
He's the main character. There's Jeremy Irons in the movie. He plays Alfred in Batman vs Superman.
I thought he said he played Alfred in this. I was like, what?
No.
Crossover movie?
I don't know who directs the movie. Soundtrack's amazing. The movie is just kind of those people living in this high-rise apartment building, and the higher you are, the more higher class you are in
So it's
society.
like class division.
Yeah. So they all kind of try to compete with each other. People trying to move up floors to, it's this whole like society class hierarchy system in that building.
Interesting.
So yeah, things just take like a whole new level. Oh, and who's in there? What's his name? He's in the Hobbit movies. He's Dracula. He's in Fast and Furious.
Oh, Luke Evans?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. I like him in
Luke
Dracula.
Evans? Yeah, that's his name, right?
Yeah,
he's in there too.
I like him in
really
Dracula. He's very intense.
Huh?
He's very intense.
He's so intense in that movie. So
He's an
freaking
intense actor, but I like him. He's a good actor. It reminds me, I haven't seen this movie, but I've seen the trailers. In terms of the story, it reminds me of Snowpiercer.
Yeah,
Kind of
it is exactly kind of how Snowpiercer is. See how Snowpiercer at one point it just goes completely out there?
Yeah.
This movie does the same
Yeah,
thing.
that's the same.
I like that movie, Snowpiercer.
Without spoiling, there's a scene where he's invited to a party in the upper floors, and he goes in there, and everybody's dressed in this like Victorian era, have the wigs and everything, and he comes in with a suit, and everybody looks at him like, who's this scrub just walking in?
Yeah.
And it's great.
So guys, check it out. Is it on any streaming sites?
I don't think so. Not
Okay,
yet.
well, if you can, check it out. High Rise. Ari, anything outside of Stranger Things you're reading or watching or listening to?
I just started listening to a podcast called So Many White Guys.
Yeah.
It's with Phoebe Robinson, who's one of the girls that's also on Two Dope Queens, which is the other podcast that I told you guys to listen to a few podcasts ago. I don't know if anyone is listening to it. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's like comedy.
What do they deal with? Just random stuff.
Race,
Okay.
what's going on, but like with a comedic relief to it.
Yeah.
Nice. Interesting. So guys, check it out. Outside of Stranger Things, that is all I am watching. Oh no, I'm still watching 12 Monkeys, which continues to be fantastic. Ari, we need to watch the new episode of Dark Matter.
There's a new one.
There's a new episode.
Yeah.
So we need to watch that as well. We still need to do a podcast all about Sci-Fi Channel and how amazing
Yes,
they are
please.
lately. Because
Dark Matter is so underrated,
super underrated.
but
Check it
you need to watch it.
So
it's
good.
so good.
After Stranger Things. Though.
After Stranger Things.
Or Stranger Things first.
Yeah.
Stranger Things is amazing. Well, that's it, guys, for the podcast. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Ari.
My pleasure.
Pleasure.